Honestly, we still have our downtime. We go to as far as where's this place? Cambridge.
Oh, nice.
Yes. I've taken my cakes to Manchester, Sheffield, where again? Yeah, there are people that have ordered cakes on. So as long as you can pay for the delivery stores, oh God, we are there.
Hello everyone, and you're welcome back to another episode of African Entrepreneurs in Diaspora. As you know, my name is Diaspora Musa, and today I have a very special guest. So without wasting too much time, let's just go straight into what our guest has for us. So yes, Ma, can you introduce yourself to our audience?
Yes, it's such a privilege to be here. My name is Blessing Olayemi. I'm a baker. The name of my business is Cakes by Olorib. Yes, Olorib because people call me Olorib. That's Olori and the B is Blessing.
Oh.
So that's Olorib, yes.
So what inspired you into becoming a baker?
Wow. I like being creative. I like to see things from the scratch, becoming beautiful. That's the initial drive. Yes, initially. Before I became a baker, I was a makeup artist. I am still a makeup artist, but I don't do it as much as I do.
No wonder you always making up in different
I was a makeup artist. I started makeup way back, even before baking. So like I said, I like to, the before and after. It always makes me feel good. Like, when we do makeup as well, we do that before
and after.
So yes, for baking as well, is the before and after for me. I just love seeing things transform into becoming beautiful. Yes, and I started makeup, then I went into baking. That was way back in Nigeria. I've always loved it. Yes.
What aside from the fact that you love being creative, in terms of like giving to people, what was that value you were looking out for?
Okay. In the UK, let me just stay in the UK.
Yes.
Not back in Nigeria. So when I got to the UK, I already started baking from Nigeria, but getting here, I wasn't happy. Let me use that word. I wasn't seeing the kind of cakes that
we wanted.
We used to. Yes, what we used to back home in Nigeria, and having different kind of. There are cakes here, but the texture is different. It's not like our Nigerian cakes. And then you see
it's too sugary, or it doesn't have sugar at all.
Yes. So, and you get people asking for Nigerian cakes, and I used to bake back home in Nigeria, but when I got here, honestly, I was not going to go into it. And one of the first things that happened was my daughter was going to be 10. That was how I started in the UK. So let me just run into that. My daughter was going to be 10, and I really wanted to celebrate her birthday in the UK. And I asked the baker that I know to help me in doing that. She gave me a prize. It was a small cake. I don't want to mention the price, but it was ridiculous. And I was like, what? Like, really? And then my husband, I can't tell my story without telling my husband, talking about my husband. And my husband said to me, that price that you're going to pay for this cake, do you know you can take like less than half of that and then do this yourself? And that was how I started basically in the UK. I decided to do it myself, and everybody loved it.
Even I love it. Like, when I taste your snacks, I'm like, God, thank you.
Thank you.
When I first came in, and I got a few snacks. This is supposed to be. Even Capri-Sun was annoying.
It's different.
It's different. It's so different.
Yes.
If it's either too sweet
or not,
or it's not sweet at all. So when I firstly tasted your snack, I was like, oh, this is heaven.
Thank you.
And then I was like, you're definitely gonna be a guest on this show.
Thank you.
So when you started fully baking, aside from family-wise, like giving people, do you face any challenges in terms of like starting out that business?
Oh yes, when I came into the UK, I had a lot of challenges, and one of them, the major one, was where to get what. Yeah, we have butter in the shops, we have sugar, that kind. But when it comes to the things we use in baking, like making your buttercream, making your fondant from the scratch and all that kind of thing, it was kind of, in Nigeria, you just know that this is a baking shop. Like every street has a baking shop, and it was quite difficult here getting the things you use in decorating your cake. So I now discovered that, okay, we do more of online here. Online shopping. Amazon is a lifesaver. Amazon, and there are bits and pieces cake shop around that we get to order from, and then I began to discover more. Yeah, as I got into the business. So in the UK, I started since 2020, but in Nigeria, I've been into the baking since 2015.
Oh, no.
Yes.
So when you started, I mean, aside from doing the cake family wise, when you started doing cakes for people, like a business, what were those little challenges you faced, even if not little, just challenges, and how were you able to overcome them?
In the UK, I would just focus on the UK. So the first challenge I had was getting things like the products. Fondant was an issue because the fondant they have in the shops, you can't use it to cover. Well, I don't know how they use it though, but it wasn't it for me at all. So I had to dig into how to get my fondant, how to make it from the scratch. Because in Nigeria, we don't buy fondant in the shop. We make it from the scratch. So I tried to put all the ingredients together to make my fondant from the scratch. It didn't work. So I tried. It was not good at all because I think the ingredient they have is kind of different, obviously, from what we have back home in Nigeria. And in Nigeria, you make your fondant is solid like rock, but here,
and you can use it to mold anything.
What are you saying? And it will stand.
Yeah.
But here, oh my God, the fondants are like, by the time you try to wrap your cake, they're all tearing apart, falling. It's too soft. So I discovered an online shop that I started using, and yes, that was a start. And the fondant, then the buttercream. In Nigeria, we can use whipped cream, which was easy, but here it was kind of difficult to get it. And everything, the name of everything was kind of different. In Nigeria, the whipped cream we used, so it was just a matter of going online really and doing everything. Most 90% of what I do with my cakes are online. Aside getting the butter, the normal butter, the sugar, flour, that one, the basic, but every other thing online. Yes.
So that was a good one. I mean, I can understand how it feels to start like trying to outsource stores from online. I mean, I also face like that challenge when you come in and for me basically it was in terms of fashion. So I couldn't really find most of the things that I liked when I go into the store, and then I had to start outsourcing into online. So in terms of impact, I know you're a caterer. Can I call you a caterer or baker?
Yeah, you just limited to because I cook as well.
Okay. So as a caterer, I mean, a lot of times people think, oh, it's just catering. It really doesn't really have impact, but I feel like everything you do has impact. It has impact in the society because even food itself, it's very important in the society. So in terms of your own business, how have you been able to, or how are you looking forward to impacting the community?
I would say looking forward to. So I intended to start a project a while back. Last year, I think it was last year or 2 years ago, and what I wanted to do was to gather young children and train them on baking. And because I have a teenager and a 12-year-old, almost 12. Yeah, and right now they bake.
Wow.
They are able to bake my cakes. Like I can sleep and just say, oh, I need a vanilla, one portion of vanilla, one portion of red velvet, a portion of chocolate, and they will get it done. And I just saw that as this is a skill that my children, like my daughter in her secondary school, she does baking for the school and she sells it and she gets money from it. So it's something that she started this when she was 12.
Wow.
So at 13, she was making money already from her school. She does this charity thing, and then when she gets to school, they pick up a cupcake and they chunk money in there. So I think it's something that every young girl, or not just girl, even boys, because my husband bakes perfectly now. In fact, at home he says to me that my cakes taste better than yours, you understand? And I taught them. So I think it's something that I would like to do, and I'm really looking forward to it. Summer period, gather young folks together. And another reason why I would like to do that is because it gets to a stage where you are not really, as in 9 to 5 jobs these days, people want something that they do with their hands. Apart from you go to work in the morning 9 to 5. I remember when I was working, I come back home and I bake my cakes. There's this passion, there's this thing.
Even as Africans,
we just want our hand doing something. That making hair, you just want to do something with your hand. And I think it's very good because there are times in life that you might just take a break from your 9 to 5, and then you focus on your hand work. And I think it's a very good thing to do. Yeah, so that's it. That's my project in mind. Training young ones to bake, even if it's from the baby.
I mean, you mentioned something about your daughter baking, and honestly, I hope my mom doesn't come for me after watching this video. I mean, she's the caterer too, and she's always telling me, "Oh, you better learn this thing. You could use it as a business when you travel." And I'm like,
"You can."
Although I used to bake when I was younger, but like the passion is not there, So, but I mean, it's amazing to hear that even at 13, at 12, your daughter is using it to make money.
Single-handedly baking. She baked her birthday cake last year.
Oh wow!
She did for this year as well. So I'm not. When is your birthday?
Everybody bake.
You do your thing yourself, So it's been, and I just need to say this: like, handwork is important.
Yeah.
When I got married, before I got married, the only thing I knew how to do was hair making, And then when I got married, I went to Nigeria. My husband was like, "Okay, what would you want to do?" And I began to look into everything. I must tell you today, I did so many things before I got here.
Oh wow!
I made hair. I did beads. There was a time wireworks. I don't know if you've heard of wireworks.
Yeah, I know
wireworks.
that.
I trained on wireworks. I trained on making nails.
Oh,
I trained on makeup, pedicure, manicure. I did all these things. In fact, I went into sewing. So at the end of it all, after doing all these things, like, I am happy today that my children cannot get stuff. I will make their hair for them, their dress if I need to. I get a machine and put it down. So at the end of it all, I had to put my face in one. Like, okay, I want to do this baking. I love baking. I love makeup as well, but at some point I got tired. And but even till now, people still ring me up and like, "Please, I need you to do my makeup and all that." So it's a passion for me, and obviously at some stage in life, maybe because of children and all that, I had to just focus on one that I can do at home. Makeup, you can do it at home, but sometimes you need to go on locations. You need to go to London, you need to go to one place or the other to spend time there with the bride or something. And I just felt like, nah, I want to stay home and do this thing. And so yeah, I concluded on baking. So that's why I think I would like every young one. It's better they start early. Yeah. So at the end of the day, that, okay, I think I'm going to focus on this in the future. Yeah.
All right. So earlier on, we were speaking about your challenges, the challenges you faced, starting out, in terms of shopping online. But do you have other challenges in terms of cultural indifferences? Because as an African starting out in a new environment, there must be some things you probably face that.
Yes. So we're in Bradford, and this is more like an Asian community. So one of the challenges I faced initially was they make a lot of cakes.
Wow.
Yes, a lot of cakes. So even when I started, you hear African people saying, "Oh, I'm going to buy from the Asian. Your cake is so expensive," and all that kind of thing. So they make a lot of cakes. They do a lot of cakes and all that. But when I started, I already had a standard, the kind of cakes I make and all that. So, but I discovered that to bring the Asians, to my side, for them to taste my cakes and all that, I began to hear things like, "Is your cake halal?" and so I had to look into that. I did my research, and then I had to start changing some of my products. Like for buttercream, there's some of the things we use for our buttercream, not just butter. There's this the lard.
Oh yeah.
Yes, so I had to now use kind of lard that in Nigeria it's called Crisco.
Oh.
Yeah, but the Crisco,
That white stuff.
yeah, the white one, the white oily one. So the Crisco I discovered is not halal.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had to change from using Crisco to using something else that was safe, like for them as well. So when they ask if my cake is halal, I'm like, yes, it is, So I also try to put them into consideration. And since I started doing that, I started getting Asian customers, which was very beautiful for me, and and they loved it. They loved it. So also our red velvet in Nigeria as well, I had to start improvising to use some other things in order to meet their their needs and all. So yes, those are the kind of bits and pieces of challenges that I was facing. Yes, I faced financial challenges as well. When I just started, I could say that the first 6 months or even a year when I just started, I used every money that I got. So let's say I got a cake of £100 or £120 or something. When I want to buy everything I need for that cake, I would spend that £100 in buying products, in buying things, the board, the tools, everything. But I knew that if I buy the tools now that I need for this particular cake, I
You're
don't
not
have to buy it
again.
You understand?
Yeah.
So for the first 6 months, 8 months thereabout, I was just pouring into the business. So I was not making anything. Honestly, I was not making anything. Sometimes there've been times where someone would ask for a cake worth maybe £80, and everything I need to make this cake will be like 120. Yeah. And I have to do. So I was more about, and sometimes honestly, when I just started then, I can tell you that I did a lot of free cakes, because I would do it because I just wanted you to taste my cake.
Yeah.
Just taste it, and then my husband would be like, no, your cakes are nice. I'm like, yeah, they know that in Nigeria, but they don't know that here. So I need to go all out. So anyone doing birthday, I just say, okay, do you want me to make a cake? Just try it. So whatever they want to pay, they pay me anything. I have done cakes for £30. The cakes I did for £30 then, right now I'm doing it for about £80, £90.
Wow.
Yes. So then I was just pouring, and I was just like, taste it. I'll do cupcakes, I'll go to work, I'll make cakes, I'll go to any event, like someone is having a birthday party and I would offer to, do the cake. I know that my friend is having a birthday, I'll just do the cakes. And like I said, when I did the cake in 2020, it was COVID time. Everyone was at home. There was no one to taste my cake then, no church. So what I did was I baked the cake, I cut it in slices, I started going to people's house to give them cake. Yes, I just called someone, oh, are you at home? It was my daughter's birthday, I'm coming to give you cake, And then I know that someone is having a birthday, and I'll just make the cake from the house, and I'll go to the house and give it to them, and then they'll share it with people. And that has actually helped me, because in all honesty, people have been the one spreading the good news of my business, because you just have you tasted Olorib's cake, or you need to taste it. So, and that has been my joy.
So basically, one tactic you've been able to use in overcoming these challenges is word of mouth. Like, you've been able to get people.
Yes, 100%. Like, it's been people telling people, and it's just a blessing. I know there's the God factor in there, because
Definitely.
I am not. My husband say I'm not a business kind of person. I'm not that kind of person that want to share. No, I think I don't know how to do that. But thankfully, because I believe in quality, and that's me. I believe in, when I do this, I don't mind giving it to you. Taste it, then pay me if you are happy with it. So I'm not because I notice sometimes people are particular about money. I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone, but My husband knows, my parents knows, my friends, people that are close to me, they know it. I am not about the money. I want you to be happy with what I give to you. Back then, So, and I think I've gotten to that stage now where I can confidently tell you this is my price. Because I know what I've invested into this. I know that this is standard. So I can tell you that, and before I would be scared to give you a price. Oh my God, I don't know if she would like it. There are times that I would bake and I would pray. I would cry to God that God, please let them like this cake. And there was a time, the first fondant I did in this country, I actually told God, I'm like, God, if this person likes this cake, I will give you half of this money. Yes, there were times that I would panic, like, do they like it? But I've gotten to that point now that it's not like I still don't put the God factor there, because honestly, we still have our downtime. I can tell you that 3 weeks ago, I baked a cake for someone, and she literally texted me and said, Olorib, this cake is horrible. Do you understand? Do you know how that can destroy your ego, whatever? It can destroy. And I looked at the text, I'm like, really? Like, it wasn't the taste, but it was the look. Oh, she was not happy with the look. So she was just saying, this cake is horrible. She just put it up. So I looked at it like, if this is the kind of comment I get all the time, oh my God, I would have stepped back from this business. But because I know that people keep coming to tell me, no, this cake is beautiful, this cake is lovely, the taste and all that. So yes, I've had those challenges in the past, and we still have bits and pieces now, but we move.
So when you started, do you also look out for collaborations with people?
Yes. I think I said that to you initially. We can't do this thing on our own. It got to a time in my life that every week the amount of cakes in my house, Jesus, like the other day I actually counted 29 cakes in the house. Yes, 29. Like the table was filled with cakes, and I'm like, God, please, God, very soon I'll be having my bakery by the special grace of God. I can't wait. But the workload is heavy. So I know I can't do this alone. There are times that I found people that I know that they bake and their cakes are nice, and I'll just like, okay, sis, I'll text them, because things can happen. There was a time I was actually in the hospital. I jumped something. There was a time I was in the hospital and somebody needed cake. And right there, I had to call someone. I'm like, please, can you do this cake? That kind of thing. There was a time I actually got an order from someone, and in all honesty, I don't lie. I don't know how to tell you I do it when I don't. If I can't do it, I'll tell you I can't do it. But because I knew that there was a lady in the church that knows, I've seen her status, and I see that she knows how to do this particular kind of cake. So I got in touch with her and I asked her, how much would you charge for this kind of cake? So I was not giving her the job, but I wanted to do it with her. Okay. So that we can, at the same time, I'm benefiting because I'm going to learn how to do that as well. So yes, once or twice I have tried to collaborate with people. I have also collaborated with people that do what's it called? Decorations, event planners. Yes, so when they are doing their events, they just give me the cake, and people that do catering as well. So yes, one or two like that. Yeah, I'm looking out for more. Looking out for more, please.
So definitely, if you're in UK,
in the UK.
Basically
in the UK. And
because I wasn't the same brand for, but no.
We go to as far as this is Cambridge.
Oh, nice.
Yes. I've taken my cakes to Manchester, Sheffield, where again? Yeah, there are people that have ordered cakes on. So as long as you can pay for the delivery cost, oh God, we are there. Yeah.
So if you're in the UK, don't forget to contact us.
Yes.
What impact are you also hoping that long term people would gain from your business as a baker?
Quality. I can't overemphasize that, because I come from, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to ask anyone, but growing up, I have seen people put out their work and tell you, oh, I can do it, I can do this, and it's very disappointing for me when I look at your work and I am going to patronize you. I want, we don't want shabby things, we want the best, and I don't mind if something is pricey, but let it be what I want, let it be good. I had a friend one time that booked a cake for her baby because she's my friend rather, and she wanted my cake, but it was too expensive for her. And she was like, oh, don't worry, I'm going to use someone else. I'm like, that's fine. And I was up for it, no problem, I don't have an issue with it and all that. And something happened. She came to church with the cake, and I helped her with the cake. I helped set the table and all that. And before you know it, the cake was falling apart. And she was like, God, this is what I paid for. Do you understand? So quality, I have come to this point whereby I want to make sure I put my best in it so that you can, be happy with what you get. You'll be happy with what you get. So yes, quality. I am not this kind of person that will tell you I do everything. I just want to focus on this one and tell you that, okay, I know that if you taste my cake, I've told somebody before that if you don't like the cake, I'll give you your money back. Yes, that's how it's not pride, but I know how much I have put into this. I know there's work. I know the standard. I know where I've gotten. I know the training I've received on this. So yes, I can tell you that if you don't like the taste of your cake, I will give you your money back. Yes. Yes,
I love that.
Yes. I know. I've done that before. Apparently, I did a cake for someone last year, and the weather was mad. The weather was hot, so hot. I know if she's watching this, she's gonna remember. So hot, and I have never experienced that kind of weather with my fondant in the UK, because I think it was last year we got to this very hot, the heat wave. Yeah. So apparently, I made the cake. And I was taking it to her place, and by the time I got to her place to give her the cake, the fondant was falling apart. I was embarrassed. I was upset, because I noticed it that while I was making this fondant, it was becoming very, very soft and all that. And thankfully, I belong to this cake group in the UK, and I had to send a message, and they said most of them faced the same thing in that period. But I was really upset with that, and I told them, I'm willing to give you your money back, you understand? And I don't mind, though it didn't change the taste of the cake. It was just the outside that wasn't looking good.
Definitely. Yeah. So what advice would you think aspiring entrepreneurs could gain, especially people looking to start out as bakers outside
Africa? You must be willing to put in money. Money.
That's definitely one thing I can. Money. I mean, coming to the UK as an entrepreneur,
it's different from Nigeria. It's different from back home. You can put anything together in Nigeria, But here, the money, but as small as the color, very small color that we use, £7, £10. And sometimes you bake for people and they're like, why are you charging £80? Why are you charging £90, £100? These bits and pieces, the board alone, our cake boards, you can get boards. The cheapest board I have is about £3.50. That's for the board that you throw away. And some boards not be as quality as some boards are £8, £7. And you're telling people that these boards alone, I can't bake for you and put the cake on my hand or put it on a paper or something, In Nigeria, I think we even, the way some people would go and look for some wood.
In Nigeria, it's also things. Yes, my mom bakes, so definitely sometimes what she does is if she can't find what she's looking for, she just goes to a carpenter
and make it,
and then they shape it out from the wood.
Can you do that?
But you literally have to buy everything.
I saw a board, just one board the other day, and the board was about £9.90, and I'm like, God, when I give it to this person, that's it, and they're going to throw it away because they don't need it, and I can't even use it again, because obviously, when you put some boards, when you put the cake on it, they begin to prepare. So these things are, talk about board, talk about the packaging as well. You understand?
Imagine you doing a cake that is as big as this, and you need a board.
The board and then the carton to cover it and all that. So these things are quite pricey, and when you put all these things together, that's why the cakes, someone will call me sometimes and be like, I just want a 30 pounds cake. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Talk about electricity. The minimum my cake stays in the oven is 50 minutes. 45, 50 minutes. That's the minimum time.
Every minute is counting.
Do you understand? And if you're baking those big cakes, 1 hour plus is in the oven. So the electricity you're paying, then so yeah. That's why it's pricey sometimes. Yeah.
So what mistakes did you think have you made so far? Like that you actually regret?
Well, I did one recently, and oh God, I almost beat myself. I couldn't forgive myself, and I'm sure if I tell you, you would want to cry for me. So I normally have this app on my phone that I record orders.
Oh
yes, I record the orders, and I have a book as well. I used to use, but I don't use it anymore, so I use my phone. So this time there was so much going on. I had assignments from school, I had family, events coming up, different things were happening. And my assignment was really
very important.
Yeah, it was very crucial because it takes like 90% of my brain, like putting everything into it and all that. So I was really busy with assignments. And then a friend of mine called me and she wanted to bake for her 2-year-old. And I'm like, oh, no problem. And then she paid on Tuesday, and the cake was supposed to be delivered on Sunday in church. And almighty me, putting everything. I took the order, I took the character of the cake. She even told me about the dress she was going to buy for her daughter. And then fast forward to Sunday, and they set the children's session up. They set the church up. They did the table for the cake. And then she just came in and she was like, oh, it's a blessing. The table is ready. Here's the cake. Here's the cake. And I'm like, okay. It felt like I just woke up at that time.
Oh my God.
I didn't forget the cake at home.
You didn't make it?
I forgot to make the cake.
Wow.
As in.
I can imagine.
God, I wish you saw me that day. Like, I was still for a moment. I'm like, what just happened here? Like, what is happening? It has never happened to me before. The extent that I've gotten to is, I remembered maybe a day before. Then I will have sleepless night, that kind of thing. Putting the cake in the freezer for it to cool or something like that. It has never happened. And I forgot a customer's cake. And guess what? She even texted me that morning to say something funny, and I still did not remember that she booked the cake with me. So when I remembered, as in when she came to me, I was still. I'm like, no, this is not happening. It's not happening. And then I began to beg. I was even crying. I was like, no.
So you had to. Did you guys get it? I just want to know you guys get it. Because I can't imagine. You know how kids are when you set table.
Yes, you've done a character cake. So she was looking for it. It was bad. But I thank God she was a beautiful lady. She was even the one that was like, listen, don't worry. No, don't worry. We'll go to Morrison's. We'll go to Tesco and look for cake. I was standing still. I couldn't move. So that taught me a massive lesson. Like for the rest of my life, I don't think that will happen again. Please God, it won't happen again. So yes, every day I'm looking at, okay, what order do I have for this weekend? What's the next date that I need to meet up with? That kind of thing. I have to put it. It was a bad one.
I think also, your baby girls, they are also into baking, so probably you could make one a PA.
You know what? I'm thinking about that. Yeah,
you could make one a PA. So our job is to remind you, oh, mommy, there's a deadline on this and all that. True that. Because they are even doing that right now. They'll be like, oh, mommy, we don't have bugs. We need this. We need coloring and all that. So they do that very well. So yes, they as well do that. So yeah, we called on the mistakes. What significant moment do you cherish so much as a baker?
When I'm done with covering the cake, especially fondant or even buttercream. There's some cakes I make and I'm like, wow, as in, like, wow, this is beautiful. Like, and another significant for me is when they give me a picture of a cake. and I'm able to do better than what that makes me proud. Like I say, I love to see a before and after. It just gives me this, I don't know, it's a joy for me. And yes, those are moments that I cherish. And then when a customer gives me feedback, you know, and some of them, one customer told me that my husband doesn't eat cake. So when it comes to your cake, he throws his diet out of the window. I'm like, you know, those beautiful. Yeah, I have a customer that literally prays for me anytime she gets her cake. As in, you know, she just feels like, no, you're wonderful, you're this, your cakes are this, your cakes are going to get to, you know, beautiful comments like that. As in, it makes me.
I thought I literally want to talk about comment. Like, people should learn to give, especially creatives.
Yeah.
Please learn to give your free creative feedback.
Yes.
And even as much as possible, if you're gonna put it on social media, just say because you've paid for it. Please tag them. It means a lot. Like that comment,
it means
that feedback, that tagging.
You can look at it.
It's too much.
Honestly.
I don't know. I feel like it gives more joy than the money itself that you pay for it.
Honestly.
I mean, when I volunteered somewhere recently, and as much as I didn't get money from that job, the fact that for every job I did, you know, there was always this oral feedback that I was getting from the people I was working. It just inspired me to like want to do more.
Yes,
and it just made me so happy about that project.
Absolutely.
I didn't get anything from it, but like the fact that I worked with people who appreciate the job, it made it one of my favorites so far. So yes, if you're watching this, I mean, you're entrepreneurs. Don't think, oh, they're getting money from it. No, please learn to give feedback and also learn to tag them if you're gonna post their job on social media. Also, I want to say a very big thank you for coming on my show. This means a lot to me.
No, it's okay.
I mean, since Blessing was the very first guest I reached out to, and the fact that she was just like, okay, I will do it. Oh my god,
why not? I've not done something like this before, so I was like, why not?
I mean, because for me, this is like my first major big project in terms of YouTube. So when I thought about it, I'm like, God, I mean,
to start is always like, I want to get into it. You begin
and then I reached out to you just that, like the aura you gave me. I said, nah. I mean, I have confidence to reach out to other people too,
which is beautiful. Yes.
So thank you very much.
Yes, you should hear my husband's story as well.
Definitely. I mean, I buy that meat by almost every Sunday, guys. I've said it to you, like your meat pie don't last 2 days. It doesn't last up to 2 days. The moment, it's funny how I get to like the 10.
Really?
I get like the 10, open that, okay, I would use this for a week, but nah.
I know someone in our church that their son have the meat pie. Before leaving church, they probably have two big ones, not the small one. And then when he gets home, he eats again. And I'm like, God, even me that I bake this thing, I don't eat it like this. But you know, that's those are the kind of, you know, when you get this feedback, they just push, keep you going. And you hear my husband's story.
Definitely, I'm going to reach out to him. I need him on this show.
You do?
So where can they reach out to you on social media?
Yes. My WhatsApp is the goal. I'm not a social media person, obviously. All these things are pushing me out to go on social media. So yes, I still have an Instagram page, Pigs by Olorib. Yes, we try to put our pictures up regularly as much as we can. Yes, so we do that. So Pigs by Olorib. My WhatsApp, anytime, any day. Yeah.
So definitely.
Yeah. So when you even go to Pigs by Olorib, I think there's a link there to my WhatsApp because that's the fastest for me.
Fastest way.
Yeah. Instagram, I don't really go online like that, but yeah, WhatsApp, anytime, any day.
So you all have heard, please reach out to Olorib. I promise you, you're gonna love it.
Yes, you will.
You will. I mean, she has said it. She is all about the quality.
That's right.
And I trust you. And trust us, you're definitely gonna get the quality. Also, thank you for watching this show. If you watch up to now, you are the real deal. Yeah. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and also subscribe if you haven't. See you in our next episode. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you so much, Faith.